It's November 5th, 2025, and it's 53 degrees outside here in the valley. And I just glad to be with you today. And today we're going to discuss basically the elections from last night in several states and around the country. A statement that was made by the mayor-elect of New York City. He told Donald Trump, basically, turn the volume up. I guess he's ready. The New York mayor is ready, and he's got several plans, and sounds very interesting, some of his plans. Maybe they're too ambitious for some people, but he's got plans, and we'll see where those go. And there's other elections results that we're going to show in a minute here. I think some of you maybe know about them, but we're just going to bring them up again for everybody. Here's what former Secretary of the Labor Robert Reich put out. He's passing on this note about the election that in California, Prop 51, that's the one that they can redistrict the California representative lines and to counteract the work that Texas has done under Governor Abbott there, that Trump asked him to do, Governor Abbott. So Governor Newsom rallied the troops, and they're doing that, and it won overwhelmingly. And then Virginia has a new Democratic governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general, and also they gained the House. So that could be a spot for the Democrats trying this tactic we would call it gerrymandering, or getting more seats. That could happen in Virginia. And the Democrats also won in New Jersey, which was a tighter race, and that was some were worried about that one. And then Mamdani won, and got to get that name right. We'll work on that. And he won in New York, and he had a really passionate speech he gave. And I heard that, and I'm sure you can pick that up if you want. And the Democrats held on to their seats in the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, even though his money poured in to get rid of them, but it didn't work. Maine had a restrictive ballot initiative and redistricting, and it failed. Redistricting failed. Restricting measures, yeah. And I don't know, I didn't look this up on this next Krasner and Bragg, I don't know. I'm not sure of that one. Oh, maybe that's in New York. Alan Bragg is in New York. And I don't know who Krasner is. J.D. Vance's half-brother lost a race for mayor of Cincinnati. Maybe if he'd been his whole brother, maybe he would have won. Maybe that's the excuse. He wasn't his whole brother. That's why he lost. In Georgia, I don't know what races those were, but they flipped some statewide races. There's some in I know there was one in Mississippi too. So the Democrats were doing pretty well all across the country, and I guess the big race was one of the bigger races was in New York with Mamdani, and papers are covering that, and everybody. He doesn't shy away from saying he's a Muslim or he's a Democratic socialist. I mean, he says he's a Democrat too, don't get, but he uses that word with socialist because he's got several policies. One is about he's going to put grocery stores in 5 boroughs of New York. He's going to have free buses. That's what he wants. I don't know if it's free. Yeah, maybe it is free child care, pre-K child care, and raising the minimum wage in New York to $30 over the next years. And I forgot what else. There's a few more other things. I'm sure there's more, but he's moving to get the economy of New York better because some say it's really bad. They say that the pricing and rent stabilization I think is one too, and I guess probably some taxation on billionaires. Um, that's probably what gets most of them. The opposition against him is probably from those. Cuomo didn't do too well. He lost by 8 points. Mamdani had over 50%, so that was pretty good. And then the other one was this. What's his first name? Sleva. I forget what his first name. Anyway, he's been with a sort of like a street group that watches for crime for many years. He's been out there for a long time. But he didn't get endorsed by Trump. Trump even endorsed Cuomo. And, so didn't Elon Musk, and so didn't Trump's favorite associate, Stephen Miller, who's something else. And, but it didn't work. We have a new mayor-elect for the city of New York. So his statement was to Trump, come on, we'll handle you. And he was pretty tough in that speech, and it was a really inspirational speech he gave. So that's the election results. So they weren't too good for Trump, and he's bemoaning them today with the Congress, with the congressional leaders, and he's telling the Republicans to get rid of the filibuster, which is a pretty tough one to do. And he doesn't want to take the blame for it, but he's part of the problem. And when they cut off food stamps and then crash the White House East Room and the People's House, doesn't look good. Go after people, mothers and children with ICE and Border Patrol people. The way they handle it, it's just horrible. Well, there's other things out there, and I wanted to bring up momentarily is about our food pantries. I'm going to just highlight that again. We've highlighted them the last few days here, and I want you to remember our food pantries. We have in our area. We have a lot of food pantries in our area, and I'm going to put that at the bottom of the screen. Just 1 second here. Okay, this is where you can get your locations of food pantries in the Chicago area or western area of Chicago. One food pantry that I wanted to highlight was the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry. We've heard about that. That's on Jericho Road in Aurora. And so that's one pantry out there. Another one that I appreciate quite a bit is the Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry, which is on Highland Avenue in Aurora. And you can check these out for your friends, for yourself. And then up on Batavia on First Street, we have a new building for the Batavia Food Pantry. And like I said, there's other pantries out there. You can look at the bottom of the screen for that. Our friends at Northern Illinois Food Bank need your help. You can support them. That's one way to help out. You can support these other pantries. We just need support without the SNAP program turning around. It's pretty tough for some people. You can use that, or just go to solvehungertoday.org, solvehungertoday.org, and that's the Northern Illinois Food Bank site. And you can see this URL code that I put up, and it's donated at the end. And so that's what that is. So those are the couple things that are just happening right now, and we're going to keep at it. And we're going to have a special guest on Friday. Oh, if you got time, be sure to try to contact. I got to do more of that myself. Contact our congressman and the rest about. There's several things, just too many things out there to contact them about. But I think contacting them about the SNAP program and tell them to hang tough on this. And we want to make sure that it gets fully funded. And also, I think about the Obamacare, and that they would hang in there on that too. That's my opinion on that. So on Friday, which is coming around the corner, we're going to have a special friend who's coming, a lawyer friend who's going to be our special guest, Juan Thomas. So be sure to tune in. We're going to talk about the rule of law under Trump and what that looks like, and some of the solutions for that, and how we can have a rule of law in our country. So that's going to be on Friday. Juan Thomas, the rule of law. So I encourage you to tell your friends, and we're going to put this around about that. So anyway, for right now, I'm just going to say bye-bye there, and we'll see you then on Friday. That's at 5 p.m. Juan Thomas discussing the rule of law. It's 5 p.m. on Friday. So till we meet again, God bless you. Keep the faith. Be active in your church and your community. And we'll just hang in there. So God bless you. And remember, Friday, Juan Thomas is going to join us. So bye-bye now. God bless. Bye-bye.